without any fear of contradiction and biasness. And if I'm to give credit where it's due, going to the streets has given Kenyans a lot of freedom to heckle the way they want in each and every time that they feel the government is going astray. Going by the fact that Kenya's democracy is still at its infancy stage, then it is through demonstrations that has enabled Kenya's democracy to strengthen up, and that is regardless of the distractions that is usually caused, of which are usually detrimental to the development of any nation. But where I personally differ with all the Azimio sycophants is where their leaders choose to personify the demos for their selfish interests. I had the planning for a mega rally on Sabasaba, of which each and every Kenyan can't wait to see what that mega rally is going to yield for the common man. One thing I told a friend of mine recently is that as long as the bread is not buttered for the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, then we should expect political hooliganism all the way to 2027, simply because all these shenanigans is always orchestrated to lead to a handshake. Because if you're just to reason, then we need to ask ourselves, what difference have the demos brought in the recent past? Number one, did Tear Gas Monday remove Sir Isaac Hassan in office and instead solve or prevent the votes of the Right Honorable Raila Odinga from being stolen? And number two, why didn't the Right Honorable Raila Odinga call for demos all the way back in January, February or March, but instead wait until recently when the Finance Bill 2023 is passed, then immediately call for demos, having it in mind that the document was a public document and having it passed will be equally detrimental to the pockets of Kenyans. Hope you're seeing how our politicians want to use this Finance Bill 2023 to gain political mileage at the expense of the jobless Kenyans who are willingly ready to go for Maandamanos. I've always believed that things don't go wrong, they start wrong. How I wish that each and every Kenyan would have a conscious mentality of examining the statements and words uttered by our politicians, and from that we will be able to hold them accountable in case if they fail to deliver on their promises. And that is why recently an African minister was seriously brutalized in the streets of France due to bad leadership back at home and not in France.
Ça va, c'est lui qui était le premier à donner... Non, ça va. C'est lui qui... C'est lui qui était le premier à donner les coups. Hein. Il fallait pas... Il était le premier à donner les coups. Il était le premier à donner les coups. Mais c'est lui qui était le premier. Quand vous dites non, c'est lui qui était le premier à donner les coups. Moi j'ai filmé. Moi j'ai filmé. Moi j'ai filmé. C'est lui qui était le premier à donner des coups. Moi j'ai filmé.
C'est lui qui t'a passé.
C'est lui. Comment il peut oser commencer à donner les coups? Mais c'est incroyable quand même. Il a le toupet de donner les coups en premier. C'est incroyable quand même. Tu te rends compte? Il a le courage de donner des coups en premier. Laissez-les partir. C'est honteux quand même. C'est honteux quand même. Nous tous on a aimé Macky Sall. Nous tous on a aimé Macky Sall.
Non.
Mais il est hors de question de défendre Macky Sall. C'est honteux.
And from that clip, a vast majority of Kenyans to whom came across the clip believed that that was the best way to deal with the Kenyan CSs to whom do not deliver in their promises. But for me, I don't think if that would be the best way, simply because beating them up wouldn't change the policies in place in any way, because leadership is all about policies, and once you lack policies, then you're doomed to fail. As much as we all know that freedom is taken and never given, then that could be the reason as to why the opposition has chosen to air their grievances through demonstrations, because through demos it automatically increases the bargaining power. And for Kenya to progress economically, then I kid you not, we must put our sycophantic mentality away and instead push for demonstrations that are not politician-centered, but rather people-centered. But honestly, that has just been my opinion. If you do have a contrary opinion to mine, kindly do feel free to drop them in the comment section and I'll give them a right of reply. And as I come to the penultimate part of this video, in case if you're watching me for the very first time, kindly just consider hitting on the subscribe button. If you've been watching my videos and you have not subscribed, kindly just consider hitting on the subscribe button. And more so, if you're watching me from a different platform, either Telegram, TikTok or Facebook, kindly just head on over to YouTube, search for Mohamed Sudi. I'll be the first right person to pop up. If matters socio-economic and political matters are your great areas of concern, kindly do consider hitting on the subscribe button so that each and every time that I upload a new video, it will automatically reflect in a notification panel. And by so doing, you'll simply be supporting my content. Thank you, and may God bless you.